Hello, everybody. I've always been a true believer of being honest and true, and I was told one time to take the higher path. I've always taken the higher path. But if I offended anybody, I'm sorry, but there's always somebody in this world. Not everybody's going to like you. And I was, I left this a secret for a while, but when it came to November, when the elections last year, I didn't vote. I woke up and just didn't. Um, it's not because uh, I'm not, I am a conservative Republican registered, but I didn't vote, and it's not because I didn't like Trump. It's just I didn't. And for some unknown reason, that became true. That understandably, I have no sense of the reason why, but I am being honest because I know there are people out there that think I did, but I kept it a secret this long for a reason. But I want to talk to you today. I'm sorry I offended people, and I will say that to the world, but it wouldn't have mattered anyway. But we'll talk about this right here. I came to me last night. I did the last video on Biden, and I've been thinking, but it came to me last night because of this one video I watched and showed to people, and then it came to me last night. Is why Biden hasn't signed that agreement with the Orthodox Jews about the no-hide laws is because Obama already did. And this here is uh, my Jewish learning. What is the Temple Mount? Holy to both Jews and Muslims. This area in Jerusalem, Old City, has been a focal point of time or of interreligion tensions for decades. The Temple Mount refers to the elevated plaza above the Western Wall in Jerusalem that was the site of both of Judaism ancient temple. The site is also the third holiest in Islam after Mecca and Medina, and has been focal point of inter-religious tensions for decades. At present, the site is under Israeli sovereignty, but is administered by the Muslim way of religion trust. Jews and other non-Muslims are permitted to visit. The Jewish prayer is forbidden there. A provision long contested by a small number of Israeli Jews who oppose the Muslim control over the site. Violence has flared and the site on murmurous accounts, and Israeli forces sometimes restrict access to Muslims at times of elevated tensions. Why is the Temple Mount holy too? Temple Mount, known in Hebrew, is Har Heverit, is traditionally said to be the site where Abraham demonstrated his devotion to God, taking his son Isaac to be sacrificed. The mount is also the site of both ancient Jewish temples. The first, built by King Solomon, was destroyed by Babylonians in 586 BCE. The second was built in the 6th century BCE and stood for nearly 600 years before it was destroyed and the Jewish people exiled in 70 CE by the Roman Empire. Jews continue to mourn the destruction on the first day of Tisha B'Av. According to Jewish tradition, the third temple will be built on the site during the Messianic age. Why is the Temple Mount holy to Muslims? The Temple Mount is known to Muslims as the Haram al-Sharif, the noble sanctuary, and according to Islamic traditions, is the site of Muhammad's ascent to heaven in the 7th century. Today, the mount is home to the Al-Aqsa Mosque, the third temple, holiest site in Islam, and the gold top dome of the rock, one of the most recognized symbol of Jerusalem. Since Israeli forces against control of the city of Jerusalem during the Six-Day War of 1967, Israel has extended its sovereignty over the site, though most of the world regards Israeli authority in all of eastern Jerusalem to legitimate day-to-day authority over the site rests with the Jerusalem Islamic Wolf. A wolf is a charitable trust recognized by Islamic law. Jordan, which has controlled eastern Jerusalem and the Islamic holy site prior to 1967, controlled the exercise a special guardianship over the mount, an arrangement later codified in 1994 Israel-Jordan Peace Treaty. Under the Israel respects the present special role of the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan in Muslim holy shrines in Jerusalem. Overall security for the site, including entry to visitors and worshippers, rests with Israel security forces. Third Temple, World War. All right, right here is the Pope. It says Islam and Rome preparing for an international temple on the Temple Mount in Jerusalem. Heard from the Pope's visit in May 2009. Israel Muslims seem to take the possible building of the Third Temple in Jerusalem much more seriously than the nation Jews. This became a hot button issue with the construction of the Synogogue in the Jewish quarter of the old city, which Israel Arabs and Palestinians saw a sign that the Jews are planning to rebuild the temple. Muslim politicians and clerics issued dire warnings, save Jerusalem from the Jewish threat, save the mosque of the Al-Aqsa from destructions. Construction of the Third Temple is a Jewish conspiracy to control the world from their point of view. The Third Temple is a recipe for the Third World War. Now, I was listening the other day and heard that there are American naval submarines and ships. I think there's India, um, Queen Elizabeth, and stuff like that over there on the China Sea. They're reserves, naval reserves. Biden has nothing to do with it. He can't stop it. But they're also talking about Third World War. And I trust the person that podcasts and stuff. And by the way it looks right now, it certainly looks correct. The Temple Mount is the focal point of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict as the site of the two biblical temples, is the holiest place in Judaism, and the Muslims claim it as the third holiest place in Islam. Represents the clash between two revelations, the Bible and the Quran, and between Jewish and Muslim nationalism. You know, I don't know. Here's Biden with Naftali Bennett. And this was done August 27th, 2021, Newsmax TV.
I can say anything now, right? What this means is the sons and daughters of the Jewish people are going to come back to our land, are going to nurse our ancient land and rebuild it. And this ancient Jewish prophecy is today's Israel reality. And it's a miracle that you've been so central and so part of it for so many years. So, Mr. President, today you and I, and you've been so generous with your time in these difficult days, you and I are going to write yet another chapter in the beautiful story of the friendship between our two nations, the United States of America and the Jewish and democratic state of Israel. Both of us who seek to do good and need to be strong, both of us who are a lighthouse in a very, very stormy world. Thank you, Mr. President. I look forward to working with you now and for many years forward. Thank you.
Well, thank you, and you give me credit, much of which should go to Barack Obama for making sure that we committed to the qualitative edge you would have relative to your friends in the region. So he's the one that deserves the credit.
Thank you as well.
Thank you very much, folks.
You just watched.
There you have it. A lot of people, may think I'm wrong, but this is what I think. Why that happened over there in Afghanistan this past few weeks. Biden doesn't care about America. Biden's an evil person. And I know where he's going. Him and his little buddies that are one. But I'm going to leave that with you. And so I'm not upbeat about it, but it bothers me, But I want to leave that with you. Say God bless. Be safe, and just know that that's coming. And Revelations is coming. So God bless you all. Peace.